Hello, and welcome back to the Conscious Cruisers, everybody. I'm gonna say, are you okay there, Scott? Hi, I'm Elisa, Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, and I am here with my buddy and fellow co-host, Chet from Sea Lake Journeys, and Scott from Controversial Cruising. For those listening on Spotify, Scott was making a rather strange face, so I just had to make sure he was okay before we get going with this.
That
Or do
was
you
my
have a lot of
fearful face.
yeah? You have fears. You have fears. We're among friends here,
That
so
was
let's
scaring me.
hopefully we can talk it through. But today, well, right after we do our opening, we're going to get into some questions about some fears you might have before heading out on a cruise. No scare.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the conscious cruiser. And your conscious casters, Elisa, Chet, and Scott.
We love that music. We hope you guys enjoy it too. Did that help you at all, Scott? You're calmer now. You feel
I lit some incense as the 30-second intro went.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have cruised a lot among the three of us, and we enjoy it. We love it. That's why we want to talk to you guys about it all the time.
Right?
But as we talk to folks who have never cruised before, or they want to join us when we cruise, they have some fears and things that we maybe haven't thought about in a long time because
Yeah,
we we let it go, we conquered them,
that's right.
or we've just kind of learned the system. So thought it might be an interesting topic for today. So I'll start with you, Scott. Do you remember? Now I know you cruised as a youngster, but as an adult, do you remember any fears you had before going on a cruise that you want to talk about?
I'm gonna miss my mommy. Oh no.
Okay,
No.
cue the music. We're okay. We're okay. Everybody's okay.
I would say, honestly, to tell you the truth, it's always in the back of my mind because I have to fly to my cruise port. So it's always in the back of my mind, especially now. With what I just experienced in the last 2026, couple months ago, when I went to go see my parents, with my flight being delayed before and after, and being a nightmare, missed my flight. I mean, that is always in my mind, that my flight will get canceled. I'll get delayed. I won't get to the port on time. And I guess what? I can't walk there, or I can't take an Uber from Arizona
Mhm.
to Florida. Okay, that's just not going to work. So that is
Right.
always looming in my mind, even if I get to the airport, because I learned in the last one, even if you get to the airport, dumb stuff can still happen. Okay, so I
Uh-huh.
am always fearful of that as traveling now, and even more, right? I didn't really have this anxiety in 25, 24, 23, but now that this has happened to me in 26, and I continually hear, I just had a buddy at work too, he went on a vacation, he tried to come back, his flight got delayed, right? So it's happening more and more, whether it's the TSA strikes or whatever, the whatever you want to call it, right? Weird stuff is happening in 2026, and it's not as easy to travel and get to your destinations as you think it is, right? Even on paper,
Mhm.
if it says, oh, you're supposed to connect from Charlotte to this, to that, great, wonderful. But get there and guess what? Now the captain pooped himself, and guess what? He's not coming. And now the whole thing is toiled, and you got to get on the app, and you got to rebook. You got to try to find. Guess what? There's no flight today. Now you got to do tomorrow. Now you got to stay in a hotel. Guess what? It happened to me. It happened.
Mm.
It happened. Okay, I got
Mhm.
stuck in Tennessee somewhere, and I had to stay at a hotel somewhere. Okay, it happens, and I was the one that always did. It's never going to happen to me, because it didn't happen to me up until then. Okay, so now that is what I am fearful the most. My travel plans getting a wrench thrown in them, where I have no control over it. That's the thing, where you have no control, and you're like,
Yeah.
want to go on my cruise I paid for and took PTO for. Oh, please. Help,
Yeah.
God, cruise gods. Right. So really.
Uh, well, that I'm glad we're here for you, Scott. I'm
Mhm.
glad we could help you talk that through.
Maybe I just got to move to
It's true.
Florida. Right.
I
I just
mean,
got to
that
move to
would make
Florida.
your life a little bit easier, I think. I
No,
think.
Chris and Liz. No. Right.
I don't maybe put the coffee down, Scott. I don't know. Chet, what about you?
Well, we first started cruising in 2004. I remember one of the things we worried about is, do we have all the right paperwork we need? Because we was
Mhm.
reading about it. It was like, okay, we got to take a birth certificate. Does that have to be original? Can it be a copy? Does that have to be a certified copy? And what else do we have to have? Well, a driver license. What other paperwork do we need? A boarding pass. What is that? How am I going to get it? Because didn't have a printing machine available to us at
Yeah.
home. We didn't have a computers and stuff back then in our house and everything. So we're like, how are we going to get that? We had to figure out, we can get it at work. Figure out, had somebody smarter than me figure out how to get the boarding pass at work and my luggage tags. So yeah, when I found out all that stuff I had to have, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I got everything. I was kind of
Yes.
stressed out a little bit about, man, if I got all the paperwork I need, am I going to get there? And they're going to go, oh, I'm sorry, this is not stamped correctly by the correct official, so you can't sail. Go home.
That is very true, and that was probably what I was going to talk about too. The just making sure that you have your documents in all in a row. This is like I've had this for a long time. This folder, and I still will print off the occasional hard copy to take with me. But of course, you need your passport.
Yep.
I know we have the benefit of, we're doing a closed loop cruise and we're in the US, we can use our driver's license and birth certificate. And for whatever reason, people prefer to do that versus getting a passport. But if something goes wrong, you miss a connection, you miss a port, you miss a whatever, it's going to be more difficult for you to get back home without a passport. So if you can get a passport, considering the price in relation to the price of the cruise, it's worth it to go ahead and make that investment in your passport. So yeah,
Agreed.
make sure you have your travel documents all in a row. And something that I wasn't really excited about when they first started, but I've made my peace with them. The cruise apps, you want to like make sure that you have the app or access to the app, and you're doing that check-in process online, because it does save you when you get to the terminal. And it usually makes things go smoother if you've done all of those things that they've asked for in the app. So that was my fear too, of not having the right documentation, or forgetting the boarding pass, or forgetting the luggage tags, or stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that how the folder came to be.
Yes. Yep.
So, nothing wrong with holding on to a little paper every now and then. That's what I'm saying.
I
I
still
love the
do it.
cruise
I
folder.
still print the boarding pass, even though
Yeah.
you don't need it. I've just done it for, you know, 20
Yeah.
something years. So obviously we got a folder like that too. Stick it in there, and it's just a habit
Yeah.
now.
Just a habit. It's just a habit.
Let us know. Are
So,
you a printer or are you digital? Are you printer or are you digital? Do you go
are
up to
you,
the
are
thing
you
and go like
fully
this,
digital?
or do you
Yeah.
I'm
do
a
this?
printer. Robin Lake Journeys is digital. She's got everything on her phone, and I'm sitting her holding paper copies.
And
So,
I find less that I need to go into the folder, honestly, but I still like to have it just in case.
It's like a security blanket.
Yeah. A little
Yeah,
bit of a blankie. A little cruise blankie.
little blanket.
Oh, let's go on to question number two. Again, we've cruised a lot and for a number of years, and there are definitely some myths about cruising, and some things that people who either are fearful of going on a cruise or have never been on a cruise before kind of look at you funny and ask, well, what about that? So, are there any cruise myths that you think are still lingering and you're kind of surprised by? I'll start with you, Chet.
oh man, there's so many of them. I could go on and on all day. But
Give
some
us
of the
one.
most frequent ones I hear is like, "Oh man, I don't want to fall overboard. I don't want to fall overboard." I see all the time on the news somebody fell overboard on a ship. I'm like, they didn't fall overboard. They jumped, were thrown. Nobody's falling off the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still hear that. I'm just going to be walking along, going to Guy's Burger, and I'm going to fall off the ship.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to fall off the ship, but it really is. It comes up a lot with people I talk to face. It's just, it's a bizarre one to me. I think the second biggest one I hit is that, what's there to do? There's nothing to do. There's nothing I'm going to want to do there. I said, well, you don't mean falling off the ship is not something you want to do? No. So I said, listen, there's all
No.
kinds of stuff to do on a ship. There's going to be this little newspaper thing, or you can use it on your phone app, of a whole list of daily activities. And you get it the day before. So you can sit there when you're going to bed at night, and you can sit there and scroll through, oh, tomorrow I want to do this and this and this. So I recommend taking a highlighter. We always take a highlighter and get our paper copy, and we go, oh, we want to do this. And she'll go outline hers, and I'll outline mine, and we'll see which ones we're going to, end up doing. And to me, that's part of the fun of the cruise too. So when they tell me there's nothing to do on the ship, I'm like, yes, there's so many things to do on a ship. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I like to have the options of there being plenty to do, or, some trivia somewhere, or, a game show somewhere, or, there's always something going on. But for those who just want to sit and chill or sunbathe, there's plenty of opportunity for that too. So if you want to
Yeah.
do nothing, you can. Um, but if you want to do stuff, be active, see the ship, there's plenty of stuff to do that way too. So, I think that I don't know if it's still a myth because it's really a lot of people only have a frame of reference of the Titanic when when you start talking about a cruise ship, and so they're like,
Poseidon
"I'm not
Adventure.
going on that." Is that like, listen, that was 100+ years ago, and so many things have changed, evolved in technology. That should not be our first frame of reference when we start talking about a cruise ship.
Right? No, for sure. Especially with these mega ships. No way.
Yes, yes. And the feeling, people also say the feeling that they don't want to be trapped with nothing to do. I agree with Chat. Or people say there's just too much water. Well,
For that one too.
yeah, there's it's an ocean. There's a lot of there's a lot of water, but you're not supposed to try and get in that water. You're supposed to stay on the ship.
That's right.
On the ship.
Yeah, I
So
tell people too. I said there's places, especially on the larger the ship, that you can go and never see water. If you don't
yeah,
want to see it, if seeing the water is going to bug you, you can be inside that,
yeah,
1,200-foot long ship that's got 21 decks, and put yourself in a lot of places where you're not going to ever see water.
true.
Yeah.
That is true. Like I like to walk along the upper decks and walk along and see the ocean view. But if that's not your thing, you can definitely stay inside and not. You forget that you're on a ship.
You forget you're on a ship. Yeah.
100%. I'm going to play off of, so Chet did a little bit of the entertainment. So what is the other thing that brings us to cruising? That would be the food. And I think one of the big myths now are I'm gluten-free, there's going to be nothing to eat. I'm vegetarian, there's going to be nothing to eat. I'm vegan, there's going to be nothing to eat. I'm pescatarian, there's going to be nothing to eat. I have certain annoying dietary needs. They're not going to want to suffice my dietary needs. They are. Okay, the cruise companies are getting smarter and smarter, knowing that it's not just okay to put just regular food out now, right? All the cruise companies, I think it's Oceania. I think there's a cruise company coming out with an all gluten-free cruise in 2028, right? And the cruise companies are doing more and more of offering vegan and vegetarian options and different variations of different options to cater to all of the dietary needs, okay? They're not just putting their head in the sand anymore. They're popping their heads up and saying, okay, we're going to have vegan cruisers. We're going to have vegetarian cruisers. We're going to have pescatarian cruisers. And we're going to have gluten-free cruisers along with other cruisers, right? So it may not just be like, you get your own buffet, but there are certain things at the buffets or certain things at the restaurants that cater to you. And I think that that's a big misconception and myth. Like, oh my God, I can't go on the cruise. I'm vegan. They're not going to, there's no way. No, there is. There's a whole menu selection for vegan, vegetarian, right? And you want to know what? Even if you just have a conversation and have a different type of dietary need, and you say, "Hey, Liz, can you ask the chef maybe to cook it in butter rather than the olive oil because I can't." Sure, I'll ask the chef, right? They are more than willing on these cruise companies to help you, okay, stay within your dietary needs. And I know Chet can speak on this. I know I've talked to Liz too as well. They're
Yeah.
getting better, right? Better and better as time goes on. I'm
Yep.
talking like if we had this podcast in 2021, it might not have been the same conversation. But in 2026, okay, they're listening. They know that they're not just going to have a regular Joe Schmo cruisers. Okay, there are going to be people with dietary needs, and it's important. It's not just, oh, I want to be gluten-free. No, some people
Yeah.
have to be
Have
gluten-free.
to be. Right.
That is the way that it is. Okay. And cruise companies are becoming smarter. So good on you, cruise companies. I'm not just going to pick one out, but good on you, cruise companies, for making this come up to the surface and being just more aware about it as an industry whole, right? And I'm hoping 2027, 2028, I'm hoping there's more of this, and maybe even a whole different menu or a selection, or maybe even a different venue just to cater to vegan, vegetarian, or like, you know, a diet. I don't even know. I'm not going to give you a free one this time, cruising industry. But you want to know what? I'm happy to see that they're at least being more aware of it and offering those.
Well, I'll tell you how they're doing it. It's because Robin's got celiac, so even cross contamination can make her really sick.
Right.
But what they do is they've been really great. Like you say, each cruise, regardless of what cruise line, has been getting better. But they'll have their menu, and they'll say, okay, we can order this for tomorrow in the main dining room, and we'll make sure we have that gluten free for you. I mean, she's able to even get pizzas and pasta, things like that you wouldn't think. And there's also a lot of things on a lot of the menus where they say, oh, yeah, you can have that dish. We just take this item off the dish. You don't get that item. Or, well, other times it's something that has to be cooked totally separately in a gluten-free kitchen. But sometimes it's just a matter of leaving one thing off. And it's worked out great. She's had no issues. And we just came off the Margaritaville cruise, and, you know, it was absolutely one of the best cruises for her as far as food. I mean, they had some fried dishes on there that she was like, what? This is fantastic. You know,
I would remind everybody to communicate.
Yes.
You know, if you're working with a travel agent, have them be aware of it so they can mark your reservation from the beginning that you have this dietary need. But then, we tend to get on the cruise ships and we don't know who everybody is, crew wise.
Right.
Just talk. If you're at the buffet and you are questioning whether this is that or can you have it this way and that, like, talk to the crew that is there and they will be happy to go and find out. And you'd be surprised that they're looking for you the next day or the next meal, or like, oh, we got that smoothie for you, we got that whatever for you. And make sure that they want you to be comfortable and they want you to have a good time, they want you to enjoy the food and come back again, of course.
That's right.
I didn't even think about asking them if they could make a meal gluten free and then have it the next day when you come. I didn't even think about that. How many times has that happened for you, Chet?
That's on every ship. It's their policy in the main dining room.
Okay,
so
you
meet the maitre d' or the head waiter and let them know. Yeah,
they'll say, "Yeah, we get your dinner at night." They'll bring you the menu for tomorrow night, and you go ahead and look over it. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So when we go in the main dining room at night, she's already ordered. She already knows what she's getting. I just got to tell them what I want.
And that makes the mealtime way more pleasant. Something to look forward to. If you're not all amped up and worried about, oh my God, there's not even going to be food for me to eat, or they're gonna, give me something that I can't have that's going to make me sick. Not like being nitpicky, like something you sincerely cannot have.
Right.
Shell food or seafood allergies, that kind of thing. They take it seriously.
Allergies, things like that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Takes the anxiety out of it because you already know what you're sitting down to eat. You don't have to be like, oh, I gotta navigate the menu. No, you did that yesterday, right? You know what you're eating. You're eating chicken piccata today, gluten free, right? Already made. Like you're like, just okay.
One of the things that's scary to her now. One of the things that's scary to her now, though, is sometimes it's so good. She's like, "Is this?" She'll call him back over. Are you sure this is gluten free? because I'll taste it too. I'm like, are you sure this is gluten free? Because you can't tell.
You
If you
can't
watch our
tell.
Margaritaville video we just put up on Sea Lake Journeys, shameless plug here, but
That's
we had
okay.
a couple of desserts that Robin from Sea Lake Journeys is eating, and I ate them too. I'm like, there's just absolutely no way you could tell this is gluten free.
Wow.
Usually you can
Nice.
taste the difference, right? You cannot
You
taste the difference
cannot.
with those desserts. You just
Wow.
can't.
Good deal.
And they
Do
were
they have
good,
those
really
strips,
good.
Chet? Like, maybe that's just for like Diet Coke or regular Coke. But do they have like a gluten-free strip where you can like put it in and test if it's actually gluten-free and like let's say it's turned yellow?
Oh,
No,
No.
not that I know of. She can tell though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you
Of
can
course.
tell.
You
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah.
You
A
can.
couple of times in the past, not on a cruise ship, but in a regular restaurant, she's went,
Nope.
"Uh-oh, this can't be gluten free." She can, in her mouth, will start to react,
Yep.
Mhm.
start to get a reaction right away, right in her mouth. And so
Right.
he eats it, it'll just go all the way down, and then she'll just be in the hospital.
Right. Oh, well, we don't want that. We don't want that.
I'm learning. Look at that. I'm
Yeah,
learning
you
so
learn
much.
something new. Learn something new every day. Well, I mean, I want us to end on not end, but go to a commercial on something positive.
Yeah, right.
Communication with your crew is very, very productive. Like, talk to
Yeah.
them. They're happy to help you. And now let's have a word from our sponsor.
Don't worry. I got a fun music for us. Watch. Everybody, let's dance.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Robin. This is Chet, and we're Sea Lake Journeys.
That's right. So come on with us, and we're going to show you the ships, the ports, and the excursions that we do while we're cruising.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course, YouTube.
That's right. So come on and join us on all the fun things we're going to do. We also have live shows Wednesday and Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern Time and Sunday night at 6 p.m. So come on and join us there too.
And don't forget, we have a wide variety of videos on YouTube, from everything from the food, to the rooms, to the excursions, to the ships.
That's right. So come on and join us for the fun here at Sea Lake Journeys.
Hey, we know them.
Mm-mm.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go cruising.
Yeah.
It sure does. It sure does.
Unless you're scared of zip lines. I can't ride zip lines.
I mean, they do look scary, but I want to do it anyway. All right, Scott, is there one piece of advice that you would give a first time cruiser so they can, board that ship like, I got this. I got this.
Yes. Don't flush the toilet while sitting on it.
Oh, okay. Not at all what I thought you were going to say, but
Because you might get sucked into the cruise pipes, okay? Because those things, I'm telling no. Okay, that's my free one. I'll give you that's the easy one. Just
one of those
don't-
myths.
Don't do it. I would say just go into it with an open mind as a first-time cruiser, because I know that there can be a lot of things and a lot of unsureties that you don't know. But if you go into it with an open mind, I think you will have a wonderful first cruise. I think you will turn into a cruiser, because I have not taken a first-time cruiser that has not taken a repeat cruise afterwards, because we, all three of us, believe, and I know many of you in the chat believe, that it is the best way to travel. And yeah, I just think if you just go into it with an open mind, you really need to, because there are so many things on the internet now. You're seeing, cruises getting with viral outbreaks of sicknesses and fights and this and that. And yeah, the news blows it all up. Guess what? It doesn't happen like the news says it does on every single ship. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, they blow it up and they make you, be a little bit more fearful. So just go into it with an open mind, and I promise you, your 5 or 7 days on the sea, you're gonna want to be back, because I want to be back right now, and I can't. I got no money. I got no PTO. I got nothing. I got this podcast. Okay, so help us. Help us help you. Okay, get me on the sea. Get us on the sea to be the best traveling podcast.
Okay, Chet, what's your advice?
My advice is, if you're a first-time cruiser, cruise with somebody who's been a cruiser, an experienced cruiser. If you don't know an experienced cruiser personally or anything like that, then check out a group cruise. And there are some group cruises coming up, isn't there? And yeah, we may be talking about another one shortly. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but yeah, there's some group cruises that you may want to get involved in if you don't have any personal friends or family that has cruise. So get
That's a
on a
great
group
one.
cruise with one of that, some people you've met on YouTube here, like Elisa, Scott, and myself. Just come on with us, and we'll help you get through it. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's
Yep,
right.
that's my recommendation for first time cruisers.
That's a good one.
Get with some people who have cruised before and cruise with them.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was going to say something similar in that it might be your first time cruising, but it is not the cruise first time cruising. They do this all the time. Every day, every week, they're taking a new set of cruisers out and are bringing them safely back and hopefully with like lifetime of memories. I have said this before, like I just think the cabin stewards, room attendants, whatever their titles are on the various ships, are just such great sources of information. They want to make sure that you have a good time. Yes, their job is to take care of the cabin itself, but they want to make sure that you had a good time. So, like, talk to them like a normal person. Talk to them and ask them questions. They usually try to hang around to meet you on that first on the boarding day so they can find out your preferences and that kind of thing. But you know, if you say, hey, I'm really not sure what's great to do on this ship or what shouldn't I miss while I'm here, they will have a suggestion. Oh, this restaurant is great, or this, you know, everybody loves the whatever game show, like go to that, or the cruise director is awesome, listen for this, listen for that. So just don't be afraid to talk to them and ask for tips and tricks of that ship, because they know that ship well, and they want you to enjoy your time on there.
That's right. What Elisa's trying to say is like Bill Withers, lean on me. Right? That's all the cabin. Lean
Yeah,
on me.
yeah.
They love it
We're
when we're
not
cruising
strong.
together. Yes, they want you to come on and
I'll be your friend.
we get a little
Lean on the people that work there. They really do. The crew is all the crew is amazing, and they spend 9 to 12 months out of the year dedicated on the sea to cruisers like yourself, cruisers like me. So they do know the ins and outs of the ship, and they know the popular things. So definitely lean on your crew members. I have many crew members that are friends in this phone, on WhatsApp, that I contact throughout the year, even when they are home, because as Elisa said, they are human beings too, not just workers. Okay, so
yeah, and I think people tend to think that they, you know, if they have a question, they only have to go to the guest services line, and that's usually more for problems or, you know, issues with your you know, just issues that you need corrected or something with your account. But like the crew are so well trained on that ship and know the ins and outs of that ship. They're just great sources of information. I always find them pleasant and happy to talk to you and wanting to they just want to share. They want to tell you.
agree.
Well, I guess it's now time for the question of the cast. Are we ready?
There'll
Are
be
we
a bumper
ready?
soon. I promise. For sure.
You know, we all have our individual channels as well as this one, and we're on Spotify too, you know. So,
Didn't know that.
and we might be considered cruise YouTubers by some. Of course, we hope that we are being helpful. That's our whole goal here. But do you think that cruise YouTubers or people on social media talking about cruises are helping or accidentally making cruise fears worse, magnified, more intense?
Hmm.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. That's
Go
just
for it,
both.
Chet.
I think it's both because
Yeah.
you know, there's some that get great information from, like here at the Conscious Cruiser or on Elisa's channel or Scott's channel or Sea Lake Journeys. You're going to get some good information that's going to help make your cruise the best vacation ever, and that's our goal. So we're going to make sure we give you up to date, correct information, and to help you know the things you need to know before you go. However, there are some channels whose theme is they want to put clickbait up. They want an overreaction to some minor thing. You know, their thumbnails are they're doing this. I can't believe I got ripped off, or they kicked me off the ship. And you come going there. and find out it was something that was just nonsense or whatever.
Or it's
But,
debarkation day. Yeah, they're kicking everybody off the ship. Genius.
Yeah,
yeah. So,
we
out
do
there-
take that personal though.
yes, we do. But also something
My
just
ship.
putting out, negative information to get a
Yes.
reaction from you.
Yeah.
And that's what they live on. And so they put a negative picture of cruising out just so they get more views. And it works for them. They do. We're not going to do that because that's not our goal. That's not the goal of Conscious Cruiser or our 3 channels. Our 3 channels is to make sure that you love cruising as much as we do and that you have as much fun on a cruise as we do. That's our goal. So look for channels like that. That's my recommendation on that as well. So I think there's both. You just got to, depends on if you look to the left or if you look to the right.
That's right. 100%.
Very true. Very true.
It is definitely somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna have to bite my tongue a little bit on this one, but okay. So you just have to look out for your genuine channels, right? The people and the YouTubers that are here, that are being transparent with you, okay, that are not getting deals from cruise companies, because there is I didn't want to say dark side, but there's a side of the cruise industry, right, and marketing side where if you are a channel that maybe is a little bit bigger of a channel, or maybe even not bigger of a channel, right, you may get a free cruise room or a free cruise deal or a free meal or a free this, right, to say X, Y, and Z about the cruise company, of course, to help their marketing team and help them. But in a way, for me, some people will say that's not paid for your opinions, but you want to know what, for me, I feel like that is being paid for your opinion. So I've always said, I, as a channel, and I hope to believe that some of you guys too as well, won't get paid for your opinion. So even if I was ever approached by a cruise company, I would turn that down because I want to be transparent. And even if it is something negative, I'm not going to slam the cruise company, but I want you guys to know what to expect. And I think all the conscious cruisers here want you guys to know what to expect on these different lines, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. And again, we're not going to bash them, but we're going to tell you, okay, maybe the pizza wasn't that good, or maybe, hey, they charged me an extra, whatever it may be. Okay, we're going to tell you, but there is a side where if you get something for free, all right, they're going to tell you, hey, you can't say that, or, oh, you got to delete that, or, oh, we're not going to put it, or you got to do another video, you got to do another version, right? And it's just, for me, that whole side, I think, does create a little bit, I wouldn't say fear, but I guess a little bit of misconception, right? Because that is someone who just lives in old bubbles. Everything is all good about cruising. Everything's great. Oh, I'm on Royal Icon of the Seas. It's great. The parties, the entertainment, the food. Oh my God, best vacation ever, right? But truth be told, right, there's something little or big that happens on every sort of vacation or cruise that you just have no control over. It just happens. It's life.
Yeah.
Life is life, right? So that is what all 3 of these channels are here to tell you, and be transparent. And I think that there is just a little side of YouTube that sometimes can get influenced by getting some things for free. But you want to know what? I'm going to pay my way. I'm not going to be for free. So that's why the companies, the YouTubers that are here and being transparent and telling you the information that you need to know before you go. See what I did there? I think that those YouTubers, man, you got to keep them around forever.
I do think, yeah, I think it is a personality thing and a channel personality too. Like it's what you're drawn to. Apparently, negativity sells. Like people want the clicks, as you're saying, and they will put up the most dramatic title and thumbnail about something very small. I got kicked off the ship. Yeah, I know that's how we feel, but of course your time is over. Then they got to make room for the next group of travelers. So yeah, it's I don't like when that, like, Carnival puts the mat out. I don't like that, but I'm expecting it to happen. I know
Right.
my time is coming. Time is coming. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of great information, and there's a lot of people who are genuinely trying to tell you, so you know before you go, like we do. But also the information can be kind of overwhelming. Like a packing list can be very helpful, but if you think that you need all 130 37 items on there in order to have a good time on the
Right.
ship. That's like an extra stress pressure to get it all before you go. And you really don't need
Yeah.
all of those things.
It's
You
not a
know,
scavenger hunt before you go on the cruise. Like,
right,
I
right. Like
got
I do love my magnetic hooks, but am I going to have a great cruise if I don't have them with me that time? Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. So I agree with that. Be open, be open to having a good time and experiencing something new, and something beyond the ordinary of our normal everyday life. So we love cruising around here, and we're gonna tell you how to go and have a good time.
That's right. We are.
Yipper.
Well, I hope that eliminates some fears for some folks, and hope we are encourage other others to come cruising. And I can't remember who said maybe join a group cruise of some fellow YouTubers sometime soon. Maybe.
Maybe. Keep those ears peeled like corn.
So let us know in the comments below if you have any questions for us. We'd be happy to share. But otherwise, I guess we'll see you around the channel. And I know, I can see a couple of you tonight at the Monday Mood Check. So
That's right.
I'm already there.
can't wait.
I was there yesterday. Oh, and you want to know what? So, in ending question, all right, I want everybody to put in the comments, not the live comments. I want you to scroll and put in the real comment. Okay, outside this video, even if you listen on Spotify, wherever you're listening, if the Conscious Cruisers were to do a group cruise together, what ship would you want it to be on?
Ooh.
Put it in the comments. We're going to get back to all of them. Okay. All right. And we will be back here next week.
Next week.
Yeah. I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week, Conscious Cruisers.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.